I'm not like other girls. I keep it very cutesy, very mindful, very demure.
What is demure?
Demure is like a sense of like reserved and shyness. Like you have to very collected. It's not everything's about you. You're not drawing attention to yourself. Okay. You're keeping it very demure, like a demure,
reserved nature,
modest. Okay. Yeah,
got it. When a girl shows up to a wedding in white, not very demure. Yeah, not very mindful, not very considerate.
Got it. Okay,
got to keep it very cutesy. But it's a good word. I like how we're bringing it back.
But man, like that to me, it's like it's gonna be in and out by next week.
Yeah.
By the time this podcast comes out, everyone's gonna be sick of it. 100%.
I think we can strive to all be a little demure. I think it's good. I think it's a good one.
Yeah.
That may stick. Very demure.
Can you come up with like
Let's get a term, a thesaurus, and just go through and find like an old forgotten phrase and bring it back. Someone was revisiting Mulan, and like when Mulan is like learning how to like, I don't know, be like a proper woman, she's like talking to herself. She's like has her chopstick. She's picking up the rice. She's like, I must be very demure, very graceful. Like
she says that?
She says like a line, but like the way she just drops it in, it just seemed like,
it's just like, that's all you got to do is take outdated vocabulary and bring it back.
Yeah.
Like, not that charisma was outdated, but not a lot of people used it, and they changed it to Riz. It's like,
is that what Riz is from? Is charisma?
Yeah.
It's
it took me a little bit to find out, but
yeah, he's got Riz. He's got charisma.
Because I looked it up. I'm like, how do people come up with random words? It wasn't random. It came from charisma.
Oh, I thought it was like from like glizzy or like, but isn't glizzy? But it's glizzy means
Dad,
like
stop.
Penis, right?
Yeah. It's like a hot dog.
It's a hot dog, a glizzy.
Yo, can you hand me a glizz?
Why is it called a glizz though?
The glizzy guzzler.
The
glizzy guzzler
from the Gluck Gluck 3000.
Yeah,
it was from Gluck Gluck to glizz.
Yeah,
and then but wait, you were calling hot dogs glizzies. Like
I feel like I heard it. Ago. I feel like people were using it.
Okay, so the term glizzy first arose around in the late 90s.
For a Glock.
Meaning a Glock. Oh.
But there you go, Mariah. Just like you said, you just take outdated shit and then you bring it back.
Yep.
Put a little bit of character into it.
It's associated with Snoop Dogg.
And you're the next Hawktua girl.
The addition of Izzy may have been linked to the rise of Izzle suffix in a rap around the late 90s.
That's when like faux shizzle was cool.
Faux shizzle.
Yeah.
I've always wondered that because people would be like, I keep that glizzy on me. I'm like, why are you keeping a hot dog on you? It's kinda...
Or just like the term, like, very good.
Very good.
We were saying, and Mariah's like, where is that from? I'm like, how do you not know where that's from? And I immediately pulled up the video of, it was a long time ago, a girl on TikTok is making, it was one of those videos that just went viral out of nowhere. And she's making this shake and
the smoothie.
The angle, the quality of the video, it was very concerning. And like, you were worried for her.
She's like a hoarder. Like, it's one of those off the beaten path kind of people.
She's like, all right, we gonna try the smoothie, and she's pouring the shake into a cup, and it's not all going in the cup. It's like half is like, and then she tries it. She's like,
very good,
very good, very good. She says it just like that,
and that became your like catchpatchphrase.
It's
like,
stuck.
Yeah.
That's one.
It's really good. It's
very good.
I can't post anything without the top comment being like, "Very good, Zane."
Zane's tombstone will say, "Very good,
very good life,
very good life,
very good life."
Very important person.
All right, should we hop in?
Very good intro.
Let's get it, baby.
It's coffee time, baby. Welcome back to Zane and Heath Unfiltered. I'm Zane.
I'm Heath.
I'm Matt.
I'm Mariah.
And we
are demure.
I feel at peace this episode. I feel good.
Y'all were doing some hardcore home improvement before we were recording.
The lighting fixture king.
I was impressed.
Heath, it's crazy. I was, you know what? When I was like, "All right, Heath, let's just stop." I was, for some reason, I was about to have.
Really?
Oh, no.
I haven't had one in a long time. But that was it was just so hot up there.
It was getting warm.
That heat changes from like
that heat rises.
Explain what you were doing. Wait, you're talking.
Well, we removed the kitchen lights like a month and a half, 2 months ago to actually do the video for
Flavored PB.
For Flavored PB Co.
Because the kitchen lights hang really low above your island.
Exactly. And the camera was really far back and it was like blocking the shot. So we took it down, but we just never put it back up. And then Heath came over. We're like, "Yeah, let's put it up real quick." I was like,
all right. Like, you want to wait?
You want to wait till after? Because I remember how long it took to take it down. And we're up there for maybe like, what? 10 minutes. And it was getting so hot. You know how I get when I'm hot. I was starting to lose my mind. I was like, Heath, let's just stop. We only got one in. There's 3. It looks good, though.
I was like, Zane, just so you know, black is hot. Black is the hot wire. He goes, don't even bother telling me in one ear, out the other. I was like,
Zane's Inside Out people like have all the files and they're like switching that right up. Like they go, right.
No, but like that was actually really good. I thought you were teaching me, like, I thought you were telling me like the wire, how to put it. I was like, I don't want to know that because I'm in the future. I feel like I'm not.
In the future, I'm going to hire somebody else.
But that's actually, no, like safety wise, very good thing to know.
Very good.
When you're removing a lamp or a light out of the socket and you see a black wire and a white wire, black wire is hot. You don't want to touch that.
Do they do that for colorblind people? Because if it was like red's hot, blue's cold, but a colorblind person wouldn't be able to.
Maybe I think like just white and black is easier to like clearly see a difference.
God, can you imagine, like, you know, like down like in like a intense action movie where someone's like, you got to cut the blue wire, this wire. You were colorblind, be like, I can't do it. Y'all have to.
The bomb's going off in 3 minutes. I can't do it. But
sick world we live in.
I also don't think a blind person is going anywhere near something like that. Like they're. What did I say?
A blind person.
Well, that too.
That too.
I know what I said.
I know what I said. I stay without dying the hill.
Yeah, I don't.
Colorblind. My bad. But no, that's a good thought though.
Yeah, but it's like a universal thing. Like, you know, it's like code, so everybody knows. That way, you're not like accidentally.
So what wires where they have blue and red, except for cars?
Different things. Like, I mean, like if you have like different like smaller fuses for, you know, in a car, you have like your fuse box or different little tiny wiring things. Like obviously, like it would mean certain things. You'd have different colors that you would indicate for switching on a certain thing, right? If you have multiple inputs, outputs, whatever, you would have that to know where the
circuit's going, where the flow.
Yeah. It's crazy how they haven't made it like any easier.
Yeah,
to put these lights in.
Because like I don't understand how like a, you know, magnetic charging, how that kind of works. How I can put that on a charging pad and the electricity is flowing.
Yeah, that blows my mind.
Why can't just like a light bulb pad be
crazy
like
magnet.
that? It's just a sturdy magnet, screw it in. Everything has.
Give me the MagSafe circle, and I'll just put the light up.
It doesn't seem hard either.
Out of work, I guess. You know, it's all kind of like planned obsolescence.
But if
that makes sense,
I've been thinking about that a lot recently. The mag circle charging. How does wireless charging work? That's something where if we all found out the world is a simulation, that would be one thing I'd be like, I cannot believe I fell for that.
Well, a battery in a way is kind of magnetic, right? There's a plus and a negative side, and
the battery's still like touching the silver thing that's connected. That makes sense still.
It's the transfer of power that I don't understand.
But how are we with a case on charging our phones?
Magic.
With a case on. It doesn't make sense.
Just magic.
It's like that and Bluetooth. I don't get.
But then we have a whole charger that goes inside and that charges, but then it's too far apart. The charger and I am bad at this.
Y'all also know like the internet is also, there are full internet wires going underneath the ocean to connect the continents.
I'm sorry?
Like I always thought, I was like, there's not like a cord that's connecting this whole continent to like Europe and Africa and all that. No, it is.
It runs the whole length. You can like look up like where the wires are. It is like unbelievable.
There's wires connecting from a continent to
that runs the entire ocean.
How the hell do I not know that?
Buddy, it blew my mind. I thought it was all satellites. I was like, oh, so the Wi-Fi goes up to the satellite and then it hits that country. No, there are the wires that go all the way through the ocean.
Isn't that crazy?
I was when did they do this?
When did you know about this?
When I started researching, like...
Oh, well, you see, that's what I don't do.
I always ask how they do things with the ocean. Like, a bridge, where do you begin?
I know.
Where do you begin?
It's insane.
You make like a dam.
How?
A dam, right?
Get me out on that ocean.
Yeah, okay, click that one that has the map. That shows all the cables that run across the ocean.
Oh, the one, the map
down
in the
bottom
corner.
Right.
Oh.
That
one. That's all the underwater cables. And for the people listening, it's basically a map that...
Guys.
It's not just one or two. It feels like it's hundreds, probably.
Guys, if you're listening and you've never heard this before, please look at the map that shows all. This is insane.
It's like 6,000 mile long.
Some guy on a boat just like.
I'm sorry, I just can't believe that.
Yeah,
isn't that very weird?
Yeah.
Oh, I went and saw Twisters the other day.
Would you say in 4D or regular?
Regular.
Okay.
Loved it, but I basically got a 4D experience.
Somebody's spitting behind you.
No,
laughing.
the earthquake.
The earthquake. It
was while you were watching it.
We're in the middle of the movie, and I'll get into it. Patricia and I, we get into the theater. It's a 10 a.m. screening. We had the whole place to ourselves. We're like, oh, this is nice. Just us two, Twister. And then a guy comes in. Here's the thing. I have a little theater etiquette rant. If you walk into a movie theater and there are two people sitting in the middle, where are you going to sit? Don't sit directly behind them.
Ooh.
So Patricia and I were kind of in the middle or the back area. This guy comes and sits right behind us.
One row behind you?
I'd be like,
oh, Matt, that 100% to me, he's going to either try to rob me or try.
Yeah.
I would not. Yeah.
Right when before the earthquake, I was already just in a bit of a weird mood. Right when we sat down, and this guy is just right behind us, just hunched, sitting right behind us.
I would have moved. I would have left the theater.
Yeah, and
no way.
Patricia, we kept having that's really weird that he, out of all the seats, he's sitting right behind us, and we're the only people in the theater. Two people and one guy behind us.
That's weird.
So then finally, I was like, let's move. We should move. But I didn't want to feel
it's
like
awkward.
it was
You're the only ones
insulting to the
there.
guy.
Yeah.
So we were like, okay, yeah, let's do it. Because if you go into a theater, at least one row difference between a whole other stranger.
That's crazy.
That was
But
really
Matt, how'd
creepy.
you do it? You see, I hope that you left the theater like you're grabbing snacks and then you came back.
I would have gotten popcorn.
I would have gone popcorn.
Yeah, we would have
just
faked
to
some
make it.
shit.
Yeah. And then I would have looked at him. This is how I would have walked back in, right?
You know what I did?
Be mindful, just what?
I acted like the thing wasn't coming up, and I was like, oh, let's just go move around there. So we did that, and so I was like, okay, good, we're away from the creepy guy. But he didn't seem creepy. But then we're watching the movie. Oh my gosh, earthquake. And we look back at him, he's like, earthquake? We're like, earthquake.
Oh my
Can you believe it? We're watching Twisters, we're having an earthquake, and we all had a good laugh. And
You look at him, he's sitting there smiling and doesn't say anything, like he just did something.
oh,
That's crazy. That's a very rare situation.
yeah, very rare. Can't believe experiencing an earthquake in the middle of it.
If
It was
you
a
don't
4
know, we had 3 earthquakes in the past week in California.
Which it's very rare. Usually we'll have one every month and a half. I
feel
like a minor
I feel
one.
like longer than that, right?
3 months. I feel like it's.
Oh, okay.
But this is when they're in patterns. That's where it's a little alarming.
Mm-hmm.
Are we ready?
We're really shaking things up, hun.
Come on.
I don't know. I'm leaving town. So.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, we're getting out of here.
Not bad. I hope it happens sometime in January, Feb.
Feb.
All the important people are out of town.
Yeah, I'm not concerned though. I feel good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Prepared.
know.
We're all right.
If it happens, it happens, and we're prepared.
I'm surprised we've never caught one on camera.
Yeah,
I know.
I always love seeing a clip where someone's doing a podcast and they're like, whoa, whoa.
Yes. Earthquake? The most used word during an earthquake. Earthquake.
Earthquake question mark?
Earthquake. It's an earthquake.
Remember when I do it sometimes, but we'd all go straight to Twitter and type in earthquake, or just refresh.
Yeah.
Because there's at least 6 people that you follow that are all typing
Immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah, people are quick.
That's crazy.
Another thing I hate too about the whole getting close, when it's an empty parking lot and somebody parks directly next to you.
Yeah.
That is my biggest
that's
hate.
crazy.
Well, it's because your car's your baby. You don't want anybody touching it or
But still,
No, it's weird. Think of an empty
weird.
parking
yeah,
lot.
that's true.
that is so weird to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't care if it is the second closest spot to the
How concerned do you get when it comes down to urinals? We got a whole line of urinals.
Well,
you're a pervert.
What I
100% you're a pervert. You're trying to look at my dick.
What I think is
Have you ever peed in a urinal?
Yeah, do you stand up?
no. What are you, nuts?
I don't know. Some women have. In a pinch.
Are they drunk?
Right, you got that?
Most likely. I don't know who soberly pees in
Yeah,
a
no.
urinal.
I'll hold it
What
for
do you Miss
days.
Doubtfires?
but yeah, you need to have the urinal etiquette. At least one space. I mean, if it's crowded, you got to go side by side. But
It's just strange if you're going.
I don't think I've ever said this, but I'm very, very pee shy.
are you really?
Very pee shy. Every time I'm in the bathroom, I most likely need to go into a stall and pee instead of a urinal, especially when it's crowded.
I've never understood.
I just don't.
I would definitely be that way if
I can
was a
feel
guy.
a presence. Even when I'm in the stall, as soon as someone walks in, even if it's closed, my body tenses up. and I just have to like breathe to let it out.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I think
it's really
it's like
bad.
a deep like hereditary like trait, or like it deals with like fight or flight, and like we don't feel fully safe that we can like be in a state of vulnerability of like relieving yourself while other people are around.
Yeah,
is
but
it?
a
I
lot
don't
of
know
people
what it
are
is.
pee shy.
I'm
And I
pee
can't-
shy too.
and I
I
can't
don't want
explain
people
it.
to hear me in the bathroom. I want nothing to do with it. I would put the sink on in school, like just absolutely not.
And I'm not
I don't know
embarrassed. I'm not
why.
embarrassed by it. Like I'm not embarrassed that someone's like hearing me pee, or you could hear like the.
I don't know why I get
I just like
embarrassed.
I don't know what it is.
Your body doesn't feel safe. Like
Do you feel like, oh my gosh, I have to hurry up and get this done because there's people waiting for me, and that pressure kind of makes you feel like that?
It's just the presence of somebody either just walking in or someone right next to me. I know they're not looking. It just
You tense
I
up.
know.
I tense up. Yeah.
I don't like it either.
I don't know. It's funny because you never want to be that. Like when you go in a bathroom with a couple friends or something, you don't want them to know that you're pee shy because it's like kind of embarrassing. So you're sitting there.
Can't
and
get
you're like,
started, huh?
I'm like, whew, I cannot get this out. But like knowing damn well I need everybody out of the bathroom.
I've also
Sorry.
never been the type of person to like go to the bathroom with my girls. I'm like, let me go by myself. I don't think maybe my sister, I don't think I've ever went into like a stall with a girlfriend and we like.
Oh yeah, girls
No,
will go into
they
a stall
do
together,
it.
take turns just pissing and chatting with each other.
I don't
That's
know
wild.
why
What
I
are
can't
you-
That's
do it.
crazy.
I didn't-
Why are we hanging out in the toilet?
It's
room?
also
Y'all are like sharing lip
disgusting.
gloss,
gross.
doing
It's
mascara.
also disgusting.
Like,
I don't want to know when you flush what comes out of the toilet. I'm like, close the door, close the lid.
As they flush, the particle's going, and you're doing your mascara there.
No, brushing your teeth.
Yeah.
Like, oh my
The particle's
god.
going in.
if guys are going in a stall together, they're doing cocaine.
Yeah.
There's a
Yeah,
reason.
you just see 5 heads in a stall, and it's just.
No, they're just taking it. They're whiffing it in. They're whiffing it in for sure. They like it.
Before we continue, we want to give a big thank you to our sponsor of this podcast, Robody.
If you've heard of Ozempic or Wegovy, you've probably heard 3 things. They're effective, but they're expensive, and they're hard to get. That's where Ro comes in.
Through Ro, you can access prescription compounded GLP-1s with the same weight loss ingredient as brand name GLP-1s at a fraction of the cost.
Exactly. Ro has compounded GLP-1s in stock now. You can get in 1 to 4 days if you qualify, and Ro members have support throughout the process.
And if you're eligible for medication, patients have access to their provider on demand for any questions.
You can see if you qualify from the comfort of your own home. This means no scheduling a doctor's appointment, no commute to the doctor's office, and no waiting rooms. If prescribed, your medication ships directly to you in 1 to 4 days.
And the best part of all is that memberships start at just $99 for your first month, and medication costs are separate. So if you're ready to get started, all you have to do is go to ro.co/unfiltered.
Exactly. That's ro.co/unfiltered. Go to ro.co/safety for black box warning and full safety information.
Compounded medication is not required to and does not receive FDA review or approval, RX only.
Thank you, Robody, for sponsoring today's episode. We love you.
The other day, Heath and I went to a brunch buffet. And it was humongous.
Yeah.
It lined the whole restaurant in a circle. There were different sections, okay? There was a
Ooh.
pancake and waffle section. Guy was making omelets. There was a meat section.
Pizza
there was
section.
a
Is this the
lunch
place that has
section.
bowling in it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that
Y'all went
pinstripes?
to a. Okay.
Pinstripes.
That sounds
It's a fancy
I'm thinking
bowling.
like Dave and Buster's.
No,
I didn't know if you guys wanted to gatekeep it because you go there a lot. I didn't want to say
Yeah,
it.
No, we love
Pinstripes
it.
is like one of our favorite restaurants right now. On the weekends, they do like a brunch buffet, and it's unbelievable. But anyway, there's like a chocolate fountain. The whole place is outlined with buffet food. And Heath and I were like the only ones there with one other table. And like people just have no awareness. Like it takes 2 seconds for somebody to scoop food. Heath went to scoop. This lady over top of him goes
Matt.
and tries to grab the same thing.
Oh, with like a different spoon?
It was
The
crazy.
entire place was lined with food. Like, give him a second to scoop him. She was over his shoulder, and he was like,
Okay.
yeah.
Someone's hungry.
Your turn. Go ahead.
Your turn.
That's crazy.
It was crazy.
I would have waited for her to go to another one and then just like.
She
Right?
did it to somebody else. She clearly didn't have any awareness.
No.
She had a kid with her, and teaching the kid that etiquette is even worse. That drives me crazy. She was like pointing at the food that Heath was getting, like in his spoon, and she was like, do you want something like this? Because look what they have here. And she's reaching over Heath's shoulder. I'm like, what in the world. And she did it to everybody.
Let me see if it's warm.
Seeing relationships between parents and their kids while you're out to dinner is so interesting to me. Like, remember the time we went to Chili's? We were watching this mother and I think it was just maybe one son or like two kids, but it was so weird the way she was talking to them, where you just had to sit there and just watch the whole time.
Call me crazy, but being in public is not the time to gentle parent. I'm sorry. I'm just going to
Come on, move along. Let's go.
Yeah, like make a decision. I said if that was my mom with us at a buffet, she would tell me, make a decision now or you're not eating. Yeah. She was so like, well, do you want something like this? Do you want this one? Boy. Like here? Like, what do you want?
Because you have to just think of like everybody else's.
I'm making you a plate. Go sit down because you're in her way.
Matt,
like,
we were trying to get into a doorway to a business, and the kid was in the middle of the doorway.
He was a baby. He was 2. Doesn't know better. And the mom is on the outside like, come on, we gotta go.
Come on, we're leaving.
And me and Heath are being patient, and we're waiting, and we're like, hi. And he's this happy kid, whatever. And she's like trying to reach for him, but she's like, he'll step away a little bit. And she's like, oh, come on. I'm like, grab the kid by the arm and say, you're in somebody's way.
Yeah.
Like, that's the only way. I think that's the only way I'm so aware of my surroundings is because my mom yanked us pay attention to the people around you. It's not about you.
I mean, it's a good way to like raise your for sure. Yeah.
I'm constantly looking over my shoulder and making sure that
am I in somebody's way? Am I bothering somebody? Is something that I'm doing with my body affecting somebody around me?
Right.
I saw this TikTok. It was a great clip. Like, especially for like new parents, I thought it was like an amazing clip. There was a clip of a little girl. She was like acting up. And it was like no more than maybe 5 seconds. The dad immediately grabs her, walks outside of the restaurant, puts her down, and talks to her for like 3 minutes. And it was just such a good video. I'm like, that's what every parent should be. The minute a kid starts acting up because they think they can, you just have to.
Gentle parenting does not mean letting them get away with things.
Yes, letting them do whatever they want. The way he handled
it was perfect. Take them away from the situation, have a conversation, and they know that kid knows there's consequences.
And the way you talk to them is like, I feel like really important. Like if you're stern with them and talk to them like they're not a child, but like an adult.
Yeah.
I think it really like.
You don't say, we don't do that. You say, we'll go home right now. Yeah. Do it again and see what happens.
What was your again? We're going to go home and you're not going to get your chicken tenders.
Was that your mom's to-go line? We're going home.
Oh yeah.
Oh, but she meant it.
The thing is, she did though. Yeah. We only tested her twice, and she did turn around, and we went home. It doesn't matter if we were going to an amusement park. We got tickets. Now we're going home.
I respect that so much. To be like, do it again, and we go home. Kids will do it, and parents will like just still keep going. Obviously, she turned the car around and would be like,
did.
We used to go to our, like this is when we were younger. We loved going to this friend's house when we were all kids. We'd go there. The dads were great friends. The moms were great friends. And they were just like our favorite people to be with. And we'd go see them maybe like once every like 3 months. It was very rare because they lived in West Palm Beach and we lived in Coral Springs. And we were like halfway through. Was it what? It was a far drive. We were halfway through, and they turned the car around. It was the first time they ever did that.
Oh, man.
First time they ever did that. It was crazy. Like now, think about it, like what was the conversation that the parents were having with each other, where they're just like, we had to turn the car around. Like we had to do it.
You just have to do it sometimes.
It worked. We were never bad.
Yeah, because it only takes like 1 or 2 times.
Yeah.
My mom said this is what it was. I said this before, but she said like, once we realized her threats she followed through with, we were so well behaved in public. And then once we got home, she would let it, like once we were home, we would go in the basement and like beat each other up and like have fun and like really like just be kids.
It's like more public, like when you're out.
Yeah,
like,
because there's other people at play.
Like understanding there's a time and a place for it.
There's a time and place to be reckless. When we were home, it was like, go ahead, but still like have manners and be respectful of people around you.
How were you as a kid? Like your parents, were they like really strict? Were they?
Pretty well behaved. I think our punishments, that whole like thing where it's like go to your room. We were never like grounded like go to your room. We were never like sequestered to our rooms. We would just get things taken away from us. Like
that hurts. So that hurts a lot.
You don't get the computer. You do not get the PlayStation, and like all the things we loved that were like our fun outlets. Yeah, that was just removed, and so it's just the removal of your favorite things was like I think hardwired. I never. We didn't get.
Now it's like no TikTok. That's every parent's no TikTok.
Give me your phone.
Give me your phone. We're putting in the password and it's protected.
Horrible.
Oh, the way you can protect everything now?
Yeah.
Oh, that would drive me nuts.
I'll never forget the 4 of us sitting down with my mom, and she finally let us have email to talk to our cousins.
Oh.
When we were sitting there and we were like biting our nails, how excited we were to pick the name. Yeah. And she was like, well, what do you want it to be? And we were able to email our cousins back and forth because we can only talk to them on the phone, and there was one phone. And we were just we're like, which one should I do?
Were you able to, like, you should get access to that email and find
We tried. I think my cousin has access to it because she'll send me a couple times a year. She'll send me our old emails, and it was like everything was colorful. Yeah. Every other letter was a capital, lowercase, lowercase. We were talking about nothing.
That's
it was
funny.
So I remember that. Like, that was such a privilege.
Was that
to
something
have
your
an
mom
email.
was like making sure that she was always with you when you're like on, or was it just so?
She kind of gave us our space because it was our cousins. I feel like
I love this trend right now on TikTok where it's like this prank where the mom will tell the kid to tell just to say shut up to like the parents,
so
and
good.
the mom will like secretly film like the dad and his reaction, so the kid will just like leave the room and go, you guys can just shut up, and you hear the dad go, what did you say? Like all these different types of dads and their reaction
Oh,
to
that's so funny.
That's really funny.
It's a harmless prank. I love that the mom is into it. The kid gets like a little bit of a rush.
It really depends on the kid to play a joke like that, right?
Yeah.
It has to be a really good kid. Imagine like that opens up like a door where the kid is just like,
oh my
well,
gosh.
I'm kidding. I thought we were filming.
Yeah.
It is such a weird line. Like
He does it in like a manipulative,
my brother would do that.
Yeah,
Definitely.
But like, just even these days, you know how like there's so many family TikTokers that are like making content with their kids.
Yeah.
It's like, where's the line when it comes to like certain jokes and like making your kids say
Mom,
stuff?
can we do a bit? Like,
Yeah.
I really want to say fuck to dad.
Right.
Like, they're like, okay. Like,
There was another cute trend where they put their kid in the bathroom and they were like, you can say anything you want. I'm gonna leave the room. When I come back in, like you're only allowed to talk this way in the bathroom. So they close the door and the kid's like, shit, stupid.
yeah.
It's the cutest thing. And they like
It's cute, but they know like they can only say those things in the privacy of the bathroom
because they've
or
heard it
something.
already, so it's in
They
their
know
brain.
the word. They're not
Yeah.
dumb. They know the words.
and like it's really cute when some of them like the words that they chose to say aren't even like
Dumb.
really bad.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Idiot.
Dumb.
Shut up.
But it's like
You know what word really got me in trouble? The word sucked.
Same.
That
Zane,
sucks.
Ground.
Yep.
That I got everything taken
That
away.
was the F word. 100%. Like that was
Couldn't-
equal to the F word.
Oh, really?
Couldn't
Yeah.
say sucked and couldn't say ew.
Yeah. Oh, no.
we don't ill food.
Yeah, we don't ew food.
Oh, like when it comes to food.
Was not allowed to ew.
But if you can say ill and other like a little bug. Ew.
Yeah. When it came to food,
We don't ill
quiet.
food.
If you don't like it, eat it anyway.
Because God gave you that food. Jesus.
Yeah,
You say suck.
I think I said it on the podcast before, but mine was suck it, and I used to get in so much.
Limp
I
Bizkit.
would just,
Oh yeah.
Ew.
and I
so
did it to a
bad.
T-shirt. I got in so much trouble.
It's crazy because the word like that sucks is straight aligned with like sucking.
I
like
had
sucking
no
a dick.
idea what it meant. I think a wrestler used to do it, and
Oh, yeah. 888.
Yeah,
I
we
would-
had the
yeah.
whole thing. We did the
Oh,
whole.
yeah.
I would just go around my house just
My mom said
slamming it.
the first time I cursed, I was 2 or 3, and I was sitting on the floor and I was trying to open like a jar or something that had a lid, and she was just watching me, just observing me trying to open it, and I go, this fucking thing.
How old are you?
Like 2 or 3, she said.
Wow.
That's so your dad.
I said, yes,
You're-
that's all my dad. Yeah, this motherfucker. Yeah. Because my dad says
Your
the,
sister's
says the
ass.
F word. My mom says frig. She goes, mother frigga. and then I said the moron one in the car.
Yeah,
Did I say that one?
yeah.
Moron's really good.
My parents are driving. Like, it was a different time. But as people are driving, if someone like cuts you off, they go, it's probably a woman. So my mom said I was in the back seat and someone like cut her off, and I went, Mom, was that a woman or a moron?
Oh my god, that's funny.
Like, moron, or it's probably a woman. Yep, it's a woman.
Imagine you see kids' hands out the thing like this. That'd be my kid.
So funny.
Tell him up.
Tell him.
That's so
I want my
cute.
kids to have a backbone, but be respectful.
Would
Yeah,
your dad
be mindful.
Would your dad curse like in Arabic?
Yes.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
And
that's
you knew the curse
That's
words?
all. That's all. He'd only cuss in Arabic. You never hear him cuss in in English.
Yeah, you guys, they mostly only cuss in Italian.
Yeah, my parents, they tried not to let us hear cursing growing up. It was just like a really big no, but in Italian, they would curse. But my mom said, so my mom's parents spoke Italian, but they didn't teach them because they were American. Like, you were born and raised here, you speak English. So they were like talking in Italian, and my mom really wanted to learn it. So she was just like, they were yelling at each other back and forth, my grandparents, and one said a curse word in Italian. And my mom went up to them all excited because that was the one word she picked up. And she went, Fango! and my grandpa slapped her and goes, don't you ever. She didn't know what it meant. She just was like trying to join the conversation.
Why are curse words just so easily like ingestible as kids? Like that word just sticks out.
Because you know it's bad.
And you're not allowed
even
to
the
say
first
it.
time here, I feel like it's just such a... It's just
you see the reaction, you see the frustration.
It's the reaction,
something goes wrong, and you just hear the F word.
That's
so
why
you're
they
like,
say,
okay, I say this when I'm angry.
If your kid curses, don't react, so they won't do it.
Got it. Or if the parents say it, they immediately react to themselves saying it, and maybe that's what like makes the kids.
Yeah, it's your reaction that like that's the way your kid grows up. Like it's like if they fall on the floor and you're like, "Oh my, are you okay?" They're not going to think they're okay. If they fall and you're like, "Woo, let's get up."
All right.
Like every time we fell, my dad's big word was safe.
Yeah.
And we would just get up and start playing again.
Yeah,
so,
and even the videos where the kids like get hurt. Or something. You just don't react.
They'll just tap the door.
Or that,
and be like, oh, and the kid will just start crying.
Yes.
Even though they're not hurt.
Yeah.
Just
wild.
I told Heath today, I said, it's all about manipulation with your kids. You got to manipulate them until they're like 5.
And then you can't do that anymore. It's bad.
Just trick them, make them think bedtime is fun.
Yeah.
Make them think it's a good thing to go to sleep.
Yeah, like make it exciting.
Well,
that's why we were punished. We had to go to our room, but it also helped that we had no like we didn't have TV in our room or anything, so there was really nothing to do. But I did see a mom on TikTok. She never uses the bedroom as punishment because it makes bedtime harder. They think it's negative.
That's
which is
probably
smart.
what my parents what their logic was.
I kind of like that because like they're gonna associate the bedroom with like I'm being punished. This is bad. This is boring.
I don't want to be.
So when it's time to go to bed, they have to go to their room and they're like, no. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, that's good.
So if you make it like the bed is fun, they're gonna want to go to bed.
Excited to go to sleep.
Yeah,
just get them like a race car bed and it'll be fun.
Ooh, I wanted one of those so bad.
The most uncomfortable beds. Terrible.
My cousin had it, and I thought it was the coolest thing.
Do you ever have bunk beds with your brother?
No.
All my life.
My brothers had bunk beds.
We had like stackable ones where we could like, if we wanted to do bunk bed, we'd do like half the year bunk beds and then we would take them down.
That's cool.
I always wanted the bunk bed that was like staggered and like off, where like underneath this one was the desk.
Yes.
It was a freaking fort, man. Yes. Oh, I wanted that so bad.
You would look at catalogs and see like a kid in his room and just like look like he was living his best life.
IKEA knows what they're doing.
His homework.
You would go to furniture stores?
I would do my homework so fast.
No, I can't do homework because I don't have that desk under my bed. And you clearly don't want me to do my homework if you don't get me this bed.
That was a crazy thing that how bad we wanted those desks, and the minute it was installed in there, we would use it for 3 days and then never use it again.
Oof.
Crazy.
Damn, those were so cool.
Good times.
Before we continue, we want to give a big thank you to our next sponsor of this podcast, SeatGeek.
We got some news. You guys have used our code so much that SeatGeek wants to hook you guys up with a new special offer. Everyone can use our code UNFILTERED10 for 10% off any tickets on SeatGeek, whether you're a new customer or not.
That's right, baby. And concert season is back. You've got artists like Billie Eilish, Niall Horan, Sabrina Carpenter, and Noah Kahan all on tour right now. And you already know that SeatGeek is the best place to get your tickets.
No matter how many times you've bought tickets using SeatGeek before, Unfiltered 10 is going to get you 10% off your next order.
That's right, baby. So take out your phone right now, open up that SeatGeek app, and add code Unfiltered10 to your account. What are you waiting for? Just do it now because this offer is only available for a limited time.
And whatever concert you're going to, I hope you have a lovely time, baby. Thank you, SeatGeek, for sponsoring today's episode. We love you.
Oh, I had something to bring up.
What?
The bar that you like. Have you heard about what happened there?
What bar that I like?
The Tenants
of the Trees?
Yeah.
Of the trees? At the trees? Yeah.
Apparently, there's been a lot of bartenders
roofing?
Yes.
Oh no.
I saw somebody
Be careful there.
posted a TikTok and all the comments were like, careful at tenants. The bartenders are known to roofie the drinks.
No.
They said the bartenders are the enemy. I'm like, what?
Be careful.
And not only that, they charge people $2,000 to go in. I went. So this was before I knew about all this. They told me about it after I told them this. But
Like, who do they think they are?
Hidayah and I were going to Tennessee meet up with some friends, and we get there early because like we really needed to pee, right? So we both go, we get right in, right, and then we get in, and all of us, our friends behind us, they come like 2 minutes later. They walk up, 3 guys, they're like $2,000.
What?
We're like, what?
At tenants?
Yeah. So Todd calls me. He's like, they're charging us $2,000. I'm like, there's no way. I talked to the bartender. I'm like, hey, they're charging my friends $2,000 to come into. It's not like a nightclub. It's not like It is a regular bar. Like it's like going to Saddle Ranch
It's
and someone
laid
brought it very laid back.
There's some fuckery afoot with what.
That was my favorite line.
Really good.
There is some I think we got a new one.
A fuckery
afoot.
Because I've had situations like that. It all depends on their mood. I walked up one time and they go, hey man, it's a $50 bar tab for you as an individual. So if you have to spend $50 when you get in.
That's
I'm like,
fine.
Fine, I can deal with that. And so I agree to it. And I'm getting my drinks, and within 10 minutes, other friends are pouring in, and I'm like, "Do they do that bar tab thing with you?" And they go, "No." I'm like, then "What the fuck was that?"
That's
I can't tell if they're like
crazy.
messing with people.
They also add a service charge to their drinks,
Like an automatic tip?
Yeah.
Yes, and I didn't know that for a fucking like year, and I was like tipping them like all the time, and then I realized, oh shit, this is like.
I also
included.
realized this because Hidayah and I were so confused that they didn't let our other friends in, right?
Yeah.
And then our other friend Bella shows up. Bella with her 3 friends.
Thorn.
Hadid.
Shows up with her fiance and just 2 friends that were visiting, and the guy does the same thing, $2,000. In my head, I was like, I thought they were just doing it to Todd because they rolled up in I think their friend had a nice car rolling up,
Yeah.
but they came in an Uber, $2,000. We're like, okay, let's look at who walks in, and everybody that was walking in had a certain look to them that Hidayah and I realized. We're like, oh, they're definitely not letting in certain type of people. And then I was like,
He said in the middle of them trying to get them to pay $2,000, he's like got him like this, and he's like, come on, $2,000.
What the
yeah, so it's like they're
I don't
discriminating
get it.
like right in front of it was crazy, right? And they 100% would have not let me in if Hidayah wasn't right next to me. Because imagine if they looked at Hidayah and went $2,000.
That would have been a TikTok.
That would have been it.
Yeah.
Is
Imagine
crazy.
Hidayah making a TikTok saying they didn't want to let me in unless I paid $2,000. The place was shut down.
They also have like dress code rules. You went through that.
Yeah, because I was wearing like Birkenstock sandals,
Right.
But they were like, no, it has to be closed-toed shoes. But I was like,
But
it's frustrating that women though can have like open-toed shoes, but like
There's some bars that we go to, no hats, whatever. It's fine. I get it. The $50 fee to walk in, you have to spend that. That makes sense. I get
Yeah,
it. Whatever.
I can-
But $2,000, go fuck yourself.
Wait,
Yeah.
but for the dress code thing, was it you that told me like, say there's a no hat rule? If you show up and they go, you can't wear a hat. If you take it off and put it to the side, they still won't.
They still won't let you in.
Even if you throw it away.
It's
At
The
'cause-
fact, that,
Tenants?
the
Yeah.
fact that you showed up with a hat.
I think I've been to tenants one time and like I had a Longhorn hat and I was like, I won't wear it, and they let me in.
They must have been feeling different.
I think it's like
don't
different
let you-
people.
They don't let you wear hats that are like have team logos or are associated of like
Yeah,
large.
they were even
group.
trying to take Hidayah's scarf off
They said
before
no
going.
scarf.
They said, show
Like,
me
you
some
would have
hair.
led with that. They were like,
said,
unravel
do
this.
that. Show me.
Hidayah would have laughed. She's right out there. She would have laughed.
I hear her.
She is laughing.
Yeah,
They
Yeah.
all need to be put up and investigated for who the roofier is.
Yep.
I'm really disappointed to hear that. I always felt their bartenders are very professional, and it's like the same people
That's how
every
they get
time I
you.
go.
And one of our friends said that they felt really funky that night and only had
Yes.
like one or two
I wish I
drinks.
didn't say her name, but she had like a drink and walked out. She's like, this is weird.
I'm not even. No, they should look into the bartenders if that's what it is. But also, that room is insanely dark too. Like it's a sketch. Like
Yeah.
I could also see that happening on the dance floor there because you could legit touch somebody and grope them and walk away and no one would know.
It's sad because it's a really I like the outside part and the different rooms playing different music.
It's a vibe.
It's a vibe. $2,000 though, save your money.
Yeah.
I got lucky this past weekend in Tahoe.
You gambled?
I was in a slot machine.
Yeah.
Guess how much money? Remember, I was just in Vegas. I was just in Vegas on that fishbowl game.
Why were you in Tahoe?
For a bachelor party. Bachelor party. We're a little Reno, or not Reno, but down near the fucking border. And we were at like Harrah's, and I'm looking up for slot machines that are about to pop. Come across a Buffalo one that's like a combo of Buffalo, more chili, and like Money Man. And I was like, I'm feeling this one. One of the firecrackers is about to pop. Put in 200. I bet $4, which is like basically the max each time. I go down to like, I've lost $60. I hit this thing. All these mini games start opening. I have
the best.
Now 33 more mini games, and I'm now up $300. And I'm like, holy shit. So I text the bachelor party. I'm like, y'all come over to this slot machine. Because it's about to go down, and I need some witnesses. Because when you're winning on a slot, you want to be like, come watch this.
I like how you think, Matt. It's like, for me, I wouldn't like, the first thing in my head would not be like, tell a bunch of people to come around me.
Well,
I'm about to win.
I also knew not a lot of the guys were like gambling, and I was just like, I sent a picture, and I'm like, come over. So then it starts ding, 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 ding. We're playing the mini games. I'm not even like speeding it up. I'm letting it ride. It keeps going. So it's now $300, $600. Now I'm getting $700, $800. And we're like, oh my God, Matt, you're about to make $1,000 off this slot. Then we pass $1,000. I'm going. It's rolling in.
He could.
And my friend has a cigar. He like lights it, gives it to me, and I'm just like sitting there. We're letting it ride. We were at this slot machine for probably 30 minutes because it just kept going.
And this is still the mini games that are playing out.
All the mini games
that you unlocked from that one win.
Yes, all the way through. In total, I made $1,842.
Wow.
A fucking slot machine.
And you started at what?
I was just down. I put in 200. Went down 60, so I had $144 left, then made $1,800. So, insane win. We are all like, what the fuck? I've never experienced just that
type of win.
Especially a slot machine.
Yeah.
And that's where, when you win that much, the attendant has to come out. They have to get your address, because then they have to give you a tax voucher and stuff. They have to get your social security card. They pay it all out in
Matt's
cash.
on top of the world.
It was such a win, and I can't believe it.
And you walked away with it.
I walked away with it. Well, I don't know. Well, the next night, I went down like 500 because there was another guy who's like, let's get it. Like, he's like, teach me your ways. And we were
So if we learn something here, guys, don't go to college. Just go to a casino and just find the right slot machine and you will make it.
It was beautiful. Now I feel like I have it all figured out.
I wish I could see like a report of like the amount of money that goes into like by hotel, like how much money goes into machines and like just poker and everything in general, and how much money is like generated.
It's interesting when like you're winning, like also strangers coming up and just like watching you.
Yeah, it's fun. Like, it's fun watching somebody like anticipating like a big win.
Check it out.
It's fun.
It was quite the rush, man.
That's exciting. Good job.
Thank you.
Before we continue, we want to give a big thank you to our next sponsor of this podcast, Mint Mobile.
You know when you discover a new binge-worthy show or a song that you bump on repeat and you have to share it with your friends so they can experience just how awesome it is?
Oh, yeah, baby.
That's kind of what it feels like when you discover that Mint Mobile offers premium wireless for $15 a month when you purchase a 3-month plan. It's such an awesome deal. There's no way you can keep it to yourself.
That's right, and friends don't let friends overpay for wireless. Say bye-bye to your overpriced wireless plan and switch to Mint Mobile now.
Mint Mobile is here to rescue you and everybody in your life with premium wireless plans starting at $15 a month. All plans come with high-speed data and unlimited talk and text delivered on the nation's largest 5G network.
Plus, you can use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and bring your phone number along with all your existing contacts. Ditch overpriced wireless with Mint Mobile's deal and get 3 months of premium wireless service for just $15 a month.
So to get this new customer offer and your new 3-month premium wireless plan for just $15 a month, go to mintmobile.com/Heath.
That's right, mintmobile.com/Heath. Cut your wireless bill to just $15 a month at mintmobile.com/Heath.
$45 upfront payment required, which is equivalent to $15 a month. New customers on first 3-month plan only.
Speed slower above 40 gigabytes on unlimited plan. Additional taxes, fees, and restrictions apply. See Mint Mobile for details.
Thank you, Mint Mobile, for sponsoring today's episode. We love ya. I watched Deadpool, the new one.
The Wolverine.
And well, I was excited to watch it not only because the Deadpool movies are amazing, but a lot. It was very there was I saw a lot of TikToks of people saying that it was very anti or it was mocking Christianity. I think Christianity. It was making fun of the religion. I was really curious to see what it was, and I didn't really catch anything except for there was one scene where I was just like, oh, that's really, they didn't really need to do that scene, but they just did anyways. And I don't even want to say, I just want like you to see it for yourself. But the movie was 10 out of 10. Like it was
good.
It was a perfect movie.
Is it like a buddy cop movie? They're a team. It's not Deadpool.
They're a
versus
team, but my God, the way the storyline went, they're bickering and fighting the whole time. So you know how like Deadpool regenerates and Wolverine, like he regenerates too. So they really took advantage of that, and they're just fighting with each other their whole journey.
Oh, fun.
And it was just so well done. And I walked out of that movie last night just like, damn, I haven't seen a good movie like that in a really long time.
Good.
Ryan Reynolds is just a genius. He is so good at just like the
really
writing, the
Did he
the
direct
plot.
it too?
I don't know, but I'm sure he has a lot of say in like everything. The writing, the way the angles, the editing. Like I'm sure he's all over that. Like you can tell. And
who's he married to?
Blake Lively.
Boom, roasted.
You got us there.
Got him.
Did you see her in like an interview? She's on the red carpet and she's like talking and she goes, "Oh my gosh, Deadpool Wolverine sold out. Sorry, I just saw that and I can't believe just what I'm seeing." Anyways, what was your question?
I saw her go up and read a couple celebrities' names, and she goes, "Why isn't my husband on that list?" Okay. Anyway, sorry. Like she will not stop letting us know who she's married to.
Girl, we know.
Damn. Yeah, those interviews, man, they're not. I mean, I'm all for like bad days. People have bad days, and I think that's I always see that side because I know I have my bad days. People have bad moments with me. They're like, "Hey, Zane," I'm just like, "Fuck you." Like I just have bad moments, and so I felt like she just had a bad.
Wait, what was the bad moment?
Just all the interviews she was doing.
Oh,
just really bad.
Remy and Alicia filled us in on everything that's going on with the whole movie that she
ends
just
with
did.
us.
Okay.
It's about like
DV.
domestic violence and abuse in relationships, and it's a very like serious movie that deals with like a horrible problem that some people like have to like live through. And the guy who made the movie
Justin
is
Baldoni.
Yes, he's a very like well-known person who's like an activist and like is a voice for women who've been abused. And there's like beef that's going on behind the scenes right now with like all of them. Like people unfollowed him, and then they're like, "What's going on?" And then she is like trying to make it like all about her, and she's trying to treat this like she's Margot Robbie and like doing like the whole trying to make it like a Barbie type thing, and it's like
it's almost like
it's a very like
you think
serious,
it's a rom-com. So when I was watching the interviews, I not knowing what the movie's about, like I just didn't know. I thought it was a rom-com. Genuinely, I thought it was like, oh, it's a rom-com. It's like a love story.
Oh no!
But I found out later that this is being promoted the wrong way. This is actually like a kind of serious movie. That's how it should be promoted. But it wasn't being promoted that way through her.
Oh
interviews.
man, I didn't see any of that.
But
I
Justin
saw a couple of interviews, and I was like, I don't see why people aren't liking her. I had no idea there was a whole other side.
I just think it's important that, like, if you're a huge celebrity and you're about to go do a whole press run for a big project, you need to have a publicist to, in a way, rehearse what you want to talk about and what
you're going.
She
just doesn't have
I don't think. No, she thought she could just go by just being Blake Lively, and now her true colors have been showing. Same thing with like Rachel Zegler when she was doing like press for Snow White, and people are like, "What the fuck is this?" You're kind of like just running your mouth. You're not taking it seriously. You're giving very vague, cliche prom queen.
I think some people try to do the Jennifer Lawrence, but Jennifer Lawrence, to me, she's very genuine. Like she's one of my favorite people.
Another thing that Remy and Alicia were telling me is the fact that like she did play this role of this person in this movie, and she was being asked like, you are now like a representation for like people who have dealt with this, like people like fans that are watching the movie have lived this in real life are now going to come to you as like, you know, like an inspiration. They're sharing their stories, like, and reaching out.
She's responsible now. Like, you know what you signed up for.
And then they go, how can people have those conversations with you? And she responds, oh, what? Do they want my social security number? Do they want my address? Do they want to know where I live?
Wait,
She's
what?
trying to be funny. And listen, it was a stupid question what he asked. And we shouldn't expect celebrities, actors and actresses to be the voice for whatever trauma you're going through. You should go and get help. But her response, she shouldn't have made it a fucking joke. She goes, as much as I would want to be, a person to help people and guide them through their stories, they really should seek help. That's what she should have answered. But she dismissed it and made it
Oh man, that
was really good, Matt.
If somebody asked me, right, like, if I haven't dealt with it, I'd still be like, I would have something more caring to say than what do they want, my social security? Like, don't look at me like this.
Yeah, especially
like, that's weird.
She's not new to the scene. She should have known better.
That's very
like,
weird.
The projects that you sign up for, you have to know that people now see you as a representative.
Yes.
Yeah. She kind of, I think the way she jokes kind of reminds me of me. Sometimes, like, when I make jokes, it could come off like real, like, dickish. And I think people have said that to me before. Like, we're having a conversation and I say something and I'm 100% kidding. Like, I am not, like, please don't take me serious, but it comes off really nasty. And when she was doing her interviews, I was just like, damn, I feel like I look like this sometimes, but it like made me like more like
you're
aware.
Also
like,
you're a funny person, like in nature. People
He's
like
about to say comedian. He's like, you're a
but people don't take you seriously.
Yeah,
like,
no.
I think Blake wants to be taken seriously, and now people are uncovering just interviews with her. And we won't spend too much time talking about this because I feel like this is a little going to be old news by the time this comes out. But people found out when she did an interview with Parker Rosie for Cafe Society nearly fucking 8 years ago, and the interviewer just goes, "Oh, I love your little bump," because she was just newly pregnant. She's like, "Oh, and I love your little bump too." And her and Parker just sit there and do a catty Mean Girls thing, completely dismiss the interviewer for the rest of the interview.
It was a tough interview. I couldn't believe it.
And then she was doing an interview with the Shallows, and he's like, "Oh, I have to ask this or something." She's like, "Why do you say have to?" Like, she starts going on about this just little nuanced moment of how he phrased something. Yeah. And it's like,
and you don't know if she's kidding or not. Like, you don't know if she's trying to be funny or if she's just trying to be.
I wish her the best, but honestly, she's just a straight up like Nepo baby who has just been truly given her fucking roles, and I don't think has ever properly like sat with it and have a full sense of awareness of the role she's taking on and the story she's telling. Yeah. And I think she just needs to be a little bit better well spoken.
I know, like, it is an actress or an actor playing a role of somebody that had this, but like, kids that watched 13 Reasons Why, and that they themselves are dealing with these type of thoughts and things like that, and it is a dark place, but like, they look up to, like, yes, they're actors on screen, but it's like they connect, they resonate, and they can relate to the story that's being told. And like, if you see them in person, like, I just want to say, like, watching your show got me out of this, like, you know, dark space that I was in. That actor, you take on the responsibility to be like, I'm so happy that you're
that's a good example though. 13 Reasons Why.
Yeah, and their entire press tour was all about that too.
Exactly, they made it about that.
It was very emotional. It was like very like
they
not too many jokes.
The severity.
Yeah. It feels like when they were casting, they took that into account. Like, do these people, like, how do they feel about the subject? Which is very important.
That is
I'll
important.
never forget when I met Macklemore. I met
Macklemore.
I met Macklemore and Ryan Lewis. They were doing like a meet and greet when I was in college. My freshman year.
In college?
Yeah.
That's so cool. Peak. That's sick.
I stood outside of like this sneaker store.
Oh, I would have.
And I got to like take a picture with them. And I told Macklemore, because I love his song. Oh, what's it called? Bones. It's the one about drug addiction and pills and like losing friends to pills.
Yeah.
And we
danced.
And I had lost friends to pills. And I was like, dude, that song is unbelievable. It touched me so deeply. And he was like, dude, thank you so much, man. But he was like, locked me in the eye and really understood my
imagine if he was like,
nice.
what else do you want to tell me? You want to tell me about your dog? You'd be like,
sorry.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
that's great to hear.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I like let him like go in. Your art that you delivered touched me, man.
Yeah,
and he was so nice about it. That's how like. You don't need to like solve their trauma for them. You don't need to be a therapist about it. But like,
put yourself in their shoes. Like, what kind of response would you want?
Yeah. I don't know. Oh, she's got to do a lot of media training.
Yeah,
like, they've hired now a crisis PR team for the whole production right now to figure out how.
And I know this movie has been like long coming. Like, people have been waiting for
Colleen
this movie.
Hoover
I remember
books
seeing
are
this
like
while
this is
ago.
the first I think Colleen Hoover movie based on her books. Anyways,
interesting, but yeah, wow.
Speaking of movies, D23 just happened, which is the Disney
yes,
Apple. It's like, when Apple does like their product releases, Disney has a big convention every year. Disney fanatics all go to it, and they announce all the new stuff that they're doing with the theme parks as well as new movies.
Okay,
and I know that we touched on predicting stuff in the past. Zane, you predicted the whole Tom Cruise thing. And one thing we talked about was that there was going to be a sequel to Freaky Friday.
Yes.
Do you guys remember what we thought the title of
Too Freaky, Too Friday?
Right. That's what we really.
I think Mariah may. What
was your guess? If there was a Freaky Friday sequel, what were you going to name it?
I honestly don't remember what I said.
If you had just think creatively.
Now I'm put on the spot.
No, it's okay if you don't get it, but it could be cool.
Simple.
I don't know.
I don't remember what we said either.
I think this was said in this room though.
If you said it, run it back.
I can't.
Let's just
Freaky or Friday.
Yes.
That's it. And that's it.
That's the real title.
Yeah, Freaky or Friday.
Really?
Freaky or Friday.
Did I say
I'm
that?
pretty sure somebody
I think you
said
might
that.
have.
Yeah.
Are you sure it wasn't you?
Maybe I don't know. Run it back. Freaky Friday 2, or is it like Freaky Saturday? Or
No, it's gonna be silly Saturday. No, I think
Too Freaky, Too Friday.
Wow, but we did say that in this room.
I'm actually
that's
really
so
excited
funny.
for that movie.
I'm
Yeah,
pumped.
that's
Oh my
sick.
gosh, that's
Pumped.
really cool.
I'm pumped.
That's cool.
I know.
Wow, something is
We
just
are
brewing
in
in
the-
this
yeah.
stew.
No, we got the ideas
We
here.
stay cooking.
There's
We have-
Incredibles 3 is coming.
Sick.
And the Incredibles are not.
The
The Monsters
Right.
Inc. ride. It's
There's a whole park for Monsters Inc. It's
No
there's,
way.
there's already a Monsters Inc. ride at the Pixar Fest, and it's a really stupid, silly ride.
No,
No,
the
but
ride
this
where-
one's like a suspended roller coaster, and you're
Yes.
going
with the doors.
You're going through the doors.
Cool.
Yeah.
Did you guys see? I didn't even know this was an award ceremony, but Disney Legends.
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
often does that happen?
I think it happens at every D convention, but usually
Okay.
it goes to like old historic people like Dick Van Dyke or someone who
Okay.
has just
Is
contributed.
it every year or is it every?
I think that it's every year. It's like a
Oh,
Hall
okay.
of Fame.
This was the first year I heard about it, and I actually teared up that Miley Cyrus.
Yes.
She's the youngest Disney legend ever.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
She deserved
Cool.
it. Yeah.
I just, such a cool moment. Her speech was perfect. She looked classy. It was just I think she deserved it.
I love that Disney also opened their arms to welcomed her with open arms
Yes.
because I always felt like, oh, Disney was like, we don't know her anymore. That's not
Right.
That's what I
our
thought, too.
Disney.
Because that was a big thing. They almost pretty much disowned her. She backed away from Disney during when she did I Can't Be Tamed.
Oh, yeah.
She went through a phase where she was like, I want nothing to do with
She
that.
was
They were like, we want
experimenting.
nothing
And
to
as
do
she
with her.
had to. She had
Right.
to do that. It's a smart move to recognize also like a child star
Yes.
who's
Yeah.
like still out there doing it,
Yes.
which is a really, because the whole Nickelodeon stuff going on, I think it was a good
Yes.
smart move on Disney to be like, we need to honor these people who
Yes.
we put them through the fucking ringer as
Yeah.
kids and they're still out there
Yeah.
trying to make
Yeah.
a fucking career.
I forget about her a lot, but she is a legend. That
She's
girl.
actually so
She-
talented.
Yeah,
She's
like the word, like
unbelievable.
where she started, and then like all those phases, and like the songs. It's
Right.
when
Like
she
it's
won-
like one
Damn.
thing. Like her dad is Billy Ray Cyrus. Like things were probably handed to her, but the talent is undeniable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They did.
You can't-
They turned her down the first audition because she was too small and too young.
Oh,
Wow.
really?
They rejected her. It's just so. It's
Nepo baby
so
that we
cool.
like.
She's very mature, Miley Cyrus.
Yeah.
Do you ever she's our age, but when she speaks, I feel like she's like 10
Years
years
ahead of
older
us,
than me.
yeah.
Wise,
Like,
just like
Yeah.
It's
like,
that
a
low
whole
rasp.
Yeah.
Like she just sounds so.
yeah.
I can't wait till when she's like 50, 60. Like what?
I think she should get back into acting too.
I think
Yeah.
so
I think
too.
she
I
could
can
really
see
fucking
her.
deliver.
I can see her being like a big actress, like in her like
The
older
last
age.
song is one of the best movies on earth.
Wait, the movie, the last.
No, it's the
is it
not the last song. It's in
Her ex-husband.
Oh no,
Is that
that's
not it?
I thought he was in the Hannah Montana.
Oh, yeah, the last song.
Oh yeah, that's where they fell in
I thought
love.
you were talking about the.
I always get this movie confused with the Hannah Montana movie as well,
Yes.
which I've never fucking seen.
Oh, it's so. Oh my
I
gosh,
know.
it's so good.
I know it's good.
It's so good. That's when she goes, "Are you saying I can never be Hannah again?"
Oh, in the climb.
Oh yes,
can
when she
almost
sings the
taste
climb,
it.
and the town agrees to keep the secret. Oh my God.
Are you kidding me?
Shit, dude, I'm gonna start
Yes.
tearing up. Shit.
So good.
Well, you're gonna wanna tear up even more because
I don't know if you guys heard this. I think Zane, you might know. Do you know about the story that just happened about the lady that passed away at Disney?
Yes, I just
wait, a
heard
woman
this.
just died at Disney?
Yes.
World or land?
Disney World.
Oh, okay.
Wait, isn't it weird that didn't we just talk about how like there's a thing where like no one's died at Disney?
Yeah.
They removed them and then they announced them.
They never pronounced
them
anybody dead at the park.
Yeah.
So her and her husband, they were at the park. She had a food allergy, like allergic reaction to something that wasn't supposed to have dairy. She ended up becoming ill because of this and passing away because of what they gave her at the Disney park.
And she had an EpiPen, but it wasn't enough.
Yes.
And this happened. At the park, like her reaction and died.
So the husband was trying to sue, and come to find out, he isn't allowed to sue Disney because years and years and years ago, he had signed up for a Disney Plus membership subscription as a trial. And in that signing up for a Disney trial, you waive your rights to ever sue or do anything against Disney.
How does that hold up?
Yes, that's crazy.
In the Disney Plus subscription trial.
In the fine lines.
To even sue for something that is like park related, not even like the streaming service related. He waived all of his rights in that subscription contract that everybody just zips by, goes, yes, sign up.
Are they gonna like contest that? Like in
he's in the middle of trying to fight it right now.
That's real.
That's really,
bullshit.
really
that
bad.
Also looks really bad on
really
Disney
bad.
and makes
and nobody knew about this until this came out.
That is bananas. Disney says man can't sue over wife's death because he agreed to Disney Plus terms of service.
That's unreal.
That breaks my heart.
How do you like respond back to this like grieving husband from losing his wife because of her allergic reaction at the park and say you signed Disney?
Yes. How do you even present that?
How do you present that? That's crazy.
Hey, you know, some guy in their legal team was like, "Remember, guys, about the Disney Plus thing that I put in? We're good." Evil.
That's so awful.
Yeah,
Evil.
Which is like makes sense why they get away with so many things. Like you must be signing somewhere.
I wonder how many other like terms of service and things that we have signed are souls away to.
Is there laws for like contract making, like creating contracts where it can't be so fucking absurd? Like there has to be a law. There's like
I'm surprised
about
that
not letting people sign terrible contracts, or it has to make sense for you to sign a Disney Plus membership to watch Disney, and then for something to happen at the park for that to like connect like that makes no sense whatsoever. That's like,
can they still be like, you can't sue us, but we'll give you a settlement? Can they do that?
They have to fight it.
Yeah.
I saw, you know how like Waymos exist? Like there's Waymos everywhere now.
The driverless Uber.
Driverless Uber. There's a TikTok of somebody outside of their apartment looking down at a parking lot where all the Waymos go and
to
park
go sleep at night.
Yeah.
So they're all going to park in this garage, right? But
parking lot.
Yeah, parking lot. But every night, it's imagine a bunch of Waymos all trying to park in like their spots at night. So it takes forever, and it just makes so much noise.
And they honk
throughout the night. And they honk.
No.
So all of these people living in the apartments were like, "What the fuck is this?" I'm hearing honking constantly of all of these little robots trying to navigate and get into their spots.
With the video, they're going so slow. It looks like they never get into their spots.
Do they have designated spots, or it's kind of like musical chairs?
I believe so. In the video that I watched, it looked like one of them was kind of like malfunctioning and couldn't properly like pull into its spot, and that caused all of the other ones to get really confused, and they kept honking and honking all because of one wasn't fully parking.
That should just be a job position, like an Uber driver. Just say, go grab a Waymo car near you and park it at night.
Yeah,
right. Or
and
I think it should just, when it knows that it's coming into its home port, disable the honking feature because it knows that it's around a bunch of other non-operated cars. It needs to have a honking feature, of course. But
just like valet,
maybe it's promotion. All these apartment complexes are filming Waymos. Now people are going to try to get in there.
You can't believe anything anymore. Everything is just staged.
They're cool. They're like fun that they exist. it does make me just a little sick to my stomach though, like of robotic cars around for the gig economy of people who are Uber drivers and taxi drivers and all those people where that's a whole fucking industry of these people working. Like
it helps a lot. It helps a lot of people like for side jobs because a lot of people that have like 9 to 5 jobs, they do work as drivers at night.
That's how I feel about AI.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean,
like literally the way you're talking about this is it's like my friend's a graphic designer. She's panicking because now people are just using AI.
Yeah.
It's like
it's too good.
It's too good.
The AI like graphic design.
It's way too good.
Like if AI just stayed as like a Google replacement, sure, just to get information and like a fact. Yeah. Sure, if you want a quick, good answer, but it shouldn't be taking job positions.
Yeah, like Hidaya's friend, she does graphic design for like different company, like logos and stuff, and she was trying to get a pricing out of it. Like, how much does she charge? I'm like, honestly, probably not too high because this company can go to like AI editors, and if this is a company that like doesn't really care about what kind
and you have all the rights for $5 a month, you just put in ChatGPT, and it's like whatever it prints out or pops out, you can use.
Yeah.
But the Waymo cars, have you seen? There was one. Something happened, and it ended up going on the wrong side of the road and was driving into oncoming traffic.
No!
And a cop had to pull it over. But like, there's no driver, so the cop trying to stop a car that's just.
But you know what? That ticket should go to the company.
Yeah,
100%.
Yes.
Yeah, they have to pay that ticket.
Look at this, driving on the wrong side of the road, and the cops like following it, trying to pull it over, like trying to get it to stop.
Immediately, that's a hazard. Like, take it off the street. Like, if for one situation to be like that, you got to get rid of. You got to like take them all back.
I just can imagine just starting a company of just like self-driving cars and just being like, I hope they're performing well. Just knowing that you have all of these like robotic cars.
I just think there's a place for them. I don't think they should be in major congested cities.
Yeah.
They should not be in
100%.
LA. They shouldn't be in New York. We always say the one in Arizona.
Yeah.
Perfect. The wide open roads.
Yeah, like
plenty of
fine.
space.
Yeah.
Not a lot of room for error. Not a lot of cars. Like it makes sense. If people need to get around.
Imagine Dallas smack in the middle of New York City with these cars.
Oh, hell no.
That would piss so many people off, especially
I think
like
people
taxis.
would just start hitting them.
Imagine being in the backseat of this. It's on the wrong side of the road, and you're sitting there like, and then the cop's pulling you over, and you can't do anything.
Outside of the window? Sorry. And they're just like...
this
You know why I pulled you over? This is a screenshot from the video. That's from the video of the cop's body cam trying to...
The invisible man.
It is unbelievable that these exist.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. We wrote in one.
You guys 4 months ago, it was freaking awesome.
It was unbelievable. I could not believe my eyes.
Did you hear about the girl that she was in a lift? She was in riding in a lift, and she gets in, and they start the ride, and this lady in front of her, she's talking in another language, right? She's not thinking anything of it, and she's talking to somebody on the phone, and she's speaking another language, everything except for I think it was dark skin, red sweater. And then she kept on going with the conversation in another language, and the girl goes, I'm wearing a red sweater and I have dark, like what the hell's going on? And she keeps driving, and she passes her street and then speeds up. And then she's like, you missed my turn. Like, let me out. And she turns around and tells her to shut up, and then continues to drive. And the girl, not a second to think, opens the car and just jumps out while I was driving. And dude, she got cut up everywhere. I saw her story time on TikTok. Bro, she like, even her talking about it, she seemed like just like a strong, like she took it really well.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the right words, but she
had very good heads up
very
thinking.
good head, like head on her shoulders.
That's why you raise your kids to be aware of your surroundings, because if she wasn't paying attention to the conversation, she wasn't paying attention to where she was driving, this could have ended bad. No hesitation jumping out was the smartest thing she could have done.
Like on the phone, not looking, not knowing if the exit was passed.
I'm not gonna lie. For me to like open the car and jump out, like I'm trying to think in that situation, would I even do that? You know what I mean?
If you knew
life
something,
or death, yeah. I
it's
think
fight or
she
flight.
knew.
She showed a screenshot of the lift, the information on the lift. The picture it was of her. She thinks, but I just don't understand how Lyfts and Ubers how it's still happening.
Yeah.
in these driver companies. Like, how is there not more of a background? This can't be the first time that this girl has tried to do this with a driver.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Fucking scary.
It's crazy.
I heard that some of the drivers use other people's IDs if they have a record.
Shouldn't be allowed. Insane.
The other day when we Ubered to your house, and Scott and Jack were with us, and they were Ubering from your house to their house. We called the Uber here, and it was a female driver on the app. It
was a picture of a girl, and the name was Karen.
But it was a man that was driving the car.
Uh-oh.
And then we got dropped off safely, whatever. We just took note of it. And then Scott and Jack went to call their Uber after we were hanging out here. Same thing.
And Scott goes, oof, I got a Karen as a joke. And I was like, the name's Karen? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, that was the name of the driver that just took us here. And he was like, what? I was like, that guy?
Like, it's a man.
He was like, weird. It's a picture of a girl.
So what did Scott end up getting?
The same guy.
Oh. Did he tell the guy, like, are you Karen?
I didn't say anything.
The thing, it's not, I've probably driven maybe 5 Ubers in my life where the picture doesn't match the driver. And, I don't think.
I'm all big about the vehicle too, where I'm like,
in
this
my head,
isn't what
it's a
your
couple and they
is.
take turns driving. So in my head, I was like, oh, okay, they're probably a couple.
Be allowed.
It shouldn't be allowed.
Yeah.
It's like way too dangerous.
Yeah.
Like,
you don't know who's behind the wheel then.
Yeah.
You don't have any
because
of their
Mariah
information.
will look like, obviously she feels safer with a girl driver than a guy driver. So like if she was like, okay, because like if she cancels a ride, like as soon as it matches with a guy or whatever, like if it matched as this Karen person to be the driver,
right. That's
and
what
it's a
scared
man,
me.
like she would be like
when I saw this story of this woman, she had the same thought as me. She said she saw the driver and she was like, oh, thank God, like it's a girl.
It's a girl.
So she felt safe. That's how I felt when I was in Austin. I texted Heath right away and I said, oh, my driver from the airport is a girl my age. And I was like so relaxed in the car, like not on edge or anything. So hearing this story, I'm like, you really can't trust anybody. But she did have very good instincts. So just
be aware.
They're because they know that them being guys trying to abduct girls doesn't work anymore. So now they have girls that they're finding, which is
unfortunately
fucking crazy.
Horrible. But I'm glad she's alive.
Well, but yeah, be safe out there. Just heads up, be alert, stay on your toes, and if you have a weird gut feeling,
go with it.
Yeah, go with
whether
it.
you're right or wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Worst thing, you jump out of the car and the guy's like, "What was that?"
You're still out of the car.
Yeah.
As long as you're.
I'd rather have a bump, a bruise, couple scrapes than find out where that car was going to.
Oh yeah.
So
that's all we have today for you guys. Thank you so much for tuning into another episode of Zane and Heath Unfiltered. You can check out these episodes every Monday, audio form on all the podcast platforms, and video form if you guys want to see our beautiful faces with these voices. Go to youtube.com/Zane and Heath. We post there every Tuesday.
Also, make sure to check out our Patreon, patreon.com/Zane and Heath. We keep these cameras rolling for an extended cut bonus version of the podcast for every single episode. You also get early access to these podcasts. You get them a few days early, all ad-free. We do a bonus episode every single month. We also do a live Q&A every single month, behind the scenes stuff. It's a great time. Again, patreon.com/Zane and Heath.
We also do unwinds that you're going to see right after this episode. We keep it rolling, keep the episode going. Every episode is fun, and we're going to do that right now for you unwinders in about 5 seconds. Mwah. Love ya.
Peace
And
ya.
blessings.